Welcome to CityLife TV. I'm Danae Jones, and today I'm joined by pharmacist of WholeLife Pharmacy and Healthfoods, Aylin Ektem, and we're talking about New Year's resolutions and some tips on how to stick to them. Welcome to the show, Aylin.
Thanks for having me, Danae.
So this time of year is really tough when we're setting those New Year's resolutions, and for the best of us, it's hard to navigate to set those habits. Have you got any tips for us?
Yeah, so I think the key is remaining realistic and setting simple goals for yourself and taking it one step at a time. New Year's is often a time where people start to eat healthier, exercise where they may not have previously exercised, and try and set up new routines and habits. Sometimes this can go against you if your goals are not realistic and you may not adhere to these goals. So we're here to give you some tips to keep those goals realistic and simple and get going for your New Year's resolutions.
And so would you advise on a plan?
So planning is key. So it's really important to have a plan in place, and don't leave the planning until the last night like New Year's Eve, because sometimes it will just be about your mindset on that day. New Year's resolutions can be made at any time during the year. So it's important to get your goals together, and another important thing you can do is write them down, so outline your plan. When you have something that's written, it's really easy to stay motivated and adhere to those things when you're looking at your goals that you've written down. Another thing you can do to keep your motivation high is to develop a pros and cons list. And this can be added to throughout the year to help keep you achieving those goals that you may have set initially.
So what about sharing your New Year's resolution with your family and friends?
So it's really important to talk about your New Year's resolution and don't keep them a secret. So your family and friends are those that support you during those hard times, and another thing that you can do is find yourself a motivation buddy where you can talk about each other's goals and help achieve them throughout the year.
So what about rewarding yourself?
That's also key, because it's really important that you have positive reinforcement when you're trying to enforce these goals. That doesn't mean eating a whole box of chocolates in one sitting. However, gather things that you like and have them in moderation when you have those small wins.
So what about measuring your progress?
So we have trained and qualified nutritionists in store that can help you track and measure your progress with advice as well as products in store. However, something simple that you can do right now is just look at the smaller picture at hand. So instead of looking ahead and saying, I want to lose 30 kilos, just look at the first couple of kilos and aim to do that first.
So what about that dreaded guilt feeling when you slip up and you miss the mark for your goals?
We all know about that. It's really important that you don't obsess over the little things and look at the bigger picture. So it's not going to help you if you obsess over the small slip-ups. Just take some time, have 24 hours and revisit it the next day. Another way to make sure that we stick to these goals is to actively think about sticking to these goals and understand that these things take time. It doesn't happen overnight. Some experts say that it takes up to 21 days for a habit to be formed and up to 6 months for that to be implemented within your personality. So take the time, enjoy yourself during the time, and understand that these things don't happen overnight. So enjoy the process. So another thing that I'd like to mention is that you're not going to have 100% motivation all the time. So an important factor in this is to just keep trying and keep your persistence as high as possible. Sometimes it's just not going to be as high as other days, so it's important to take a break, reconvene within 24 hours, because a lot can happen in 24 hours, and recommit yourself to the process after that.
And what about staying positive? How much does that weigh into this?
Well, positivity breeds positivity, so that's of the utmost importance. Even on days where you're feeling a little bit low, it's important to keep your goal at mind and understand why you made those goals and the positivity surrounding that, and keeping that at the forefront of your mind.
They are great tips. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me, Danae. It's always a pleasure.
And thanks for joining us on CityLife TV. If you'd like some more information about this topic and many others, head to citylifemedia.com.au or feel free to pop into one of the WholeLife Pharmacy and Health Food stores near you.